What up, Laker Nation? You here with your boy Kareem, aka Mr. 100 Likes. How you guys doing? Wow. Let's get to it. Let's get to it, man. First and foremost, I'm going to give a shout out to everybody who's been supporting me. I really appreciate you guys, all the new subscribers. Like I said, I won't disappoint you. Be doing a lot of uploads, a lot of breaking news content, everything. You know what I mean? So let's get to it. Let's get what we are here to say, right? The Los Angeles Lakers and Russell Westbrook trade is still ongoing. It's not a done deal that Russ is staying with the Lakers. I told you guys, I think it was like a week ago. Was it a week ago? I think it was a week ago. A few days ago, whatever. But I told you guys that if when LeBron James minicamp, I don't know the date, but if Russ still on the Lakers by the time he go to LeBron minicamp with the team only, the players only the players, going to be participating in LeBron James minicamp. If Russ is not traded by that day and he attend LeBron James minicamp, he going to remain in the Lakers to the opening day. That's what I heard. That's the report. Right now, it's some posturing going on. I definitely do believe that the Lakers is really feel that these guys, whoever trade, whichever way you want to go, any team, that they not getting the compensation that they feel that's justified to give up 2 picks with some teams is asking for. On the Utah Jazz side, Danny Ainge feel that Bogdanovich, Jordan Clarkson, and Malik Beasley were first-round picks. That's what he feels. So he feels if they were first-round picks, he should get 3 first-round picks, which every circumstance is different. Because I think in a normal situation, he'll probably try to trade them individually. And maybe he get it, maybe he don't. But the simple fact that he had to do a package because he has 17, 18 guaranteed contracts, he had to shed some contracts, and he can't do a one-for-one getting players back. It's just basically defeat the purpose. And nobody has that cap space outside of teams like San Antonio. San Antonio is not going to take any of them guys. I think Indiana has some cap space. They won't take any of them guys. None of them guys fit their timeline. And not only that, they don't have a need for them guys. Nobody needs 2 guards in Jordan Clarkson or Malik Beasley between the Spurs or the Pacers. Bogdanovich don't fit their timeline. They both is rebuilding teams. So they cannot just trade one of them guys without bringing anything back. So the circumstance is different. So that's what Danny Ainge and the Utah Jazz had to understand, that their circumstance is different. This is not like the average circumstance. And so you could say, okay, you feel them guys worth first-round picks, right? So you mean tell me Russell Westbrook is not worth a first-round pick? You say he don't fit with the Lakers, so you got 29 other teams. Okay, let's say he don't fit with the Lakers. You cannot tell me he's not worth a first-round pick. You know what I mean? So you look at Russ, you look at his production, games played, and who he is, his stature, and everything, what he brings to a team. You know, you can't tell me he's not worth a first-round pick. So you could put a value on your own players. So I'm not knocking you. You feel individually they worth a first-round pick, so you feel you're going to get a first-round pick. Number one, it don't work like that. For one, it don't work like that because normally it's a swap on swap. Like you swapping the player. So whatever player you get back, that player may have some value going back from another team. So let's say he ain't mentioned Mike Conley. Mike Conley, it could be deemed as a negative because he had 2 years left on his contract. He's 34, 35 years old with an injury history and a bad playoff series. So we got to take all this into account, and I try to explain to you guys how this thing works. I definitely think that the Lakers is feel how they feel. I think these real feelings. I don't think the Lakers saying it's just for the Indiana Pacers, Utah Jazz to go down on the asking price. I honestly think the Lakers look at them guys and see it's not too much of a difference. They probably feel, okay, these guys may make some difference. It might be a little bit better, but they may feel if we ain't winning a championship, Lakers mentality always been championship or bust. It's not like any other team where teams like, oh well, these guys here, we can win 10 extra more games. We definitely a threat. I definitely easily see us going to the second round of playoffs. That's not the Los Angeles Lakers thinking. The Los Angeles Lakers playoffs are bust. So if they give up, if they feel, damn, I'm giving up all my assets that's eligible to be traded, 2 first round picks, unprotected first round picks, and we don't win a championship, it's not worth it because they feel they had salary cap and the 3 guys they'd be getting, they could get that type of talent if you want to split it up in the off season. They feel they can do that. And last night, Elder and a few other guys, I can't remember exactly who, but one of them guys said that owners and general managers around the league feel that Jeanie Buss is incompetent, and they feel that once LeBron James leaves around 2024, 2025, no later than 2025, the Lakers going to go back to the dumps. They feel that under Jeanie Buss, before LeBron James came, the Lakers was a losing team from when she took over from her father. The minute Kobe Bryant tore his Achilles and she took over from her father, they had 6 straight losing seasons, and so they feel that outside LeBron James coming, she don't know how to run a team, and she didn't get anything done. They're not counting that they won a championship. This is pre-LeBron James. They saying that other owners and general managers looking at it. That's why the Lakers' 2 first-round picks is valuable, because they said they feel that's the most valuable thing around the NBA, because they feel that by time 2024 or 2025, whenever LeBron James is gone, they feel that Jeanie is not competent enough and capable to put together a good team where the Lakers will still be a good team around that time when you starting to get to 2027. They feel they'd probably be in rebuild mode, or this damaged goods drama. There's always drama around the Lakers, so they feel this is an excellent opportunity for us to, cash out like the Boston Celtics did when they got Tatum and Brown from the Brooklyn Nets, when they traded old players like Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, and Jason Terry. And they was all old and declining before the trade, and they the only people who did unprotected picks. But with Danny Ainge and any other general manager have to understand, nobody do that these days. Nobody giving up no unprotected first round picks for role players. Danny Ainge should know this don't happen. In today's NBA, after that Brooklyn situation really opened up a lot of teams' eyes about unprotecting a first round pick if you're not getting superstars in return. You will do it if I'm getting Joel Embiid, I'm getting Jokic, I'm getting Luka, I'm getting Kevin Durant. Hey, I give you 4 unprotected first round picks. That's elite superstar talent. You just don't do it with role players. I'm gonna bring you guys back. Let's go back to Nikola Vucevic. Vucevic, they traded Wendell Carter Jr. and 2 first round picks, but the first round picks was protected. It was 2 protected first round picks for Nikola Vucevic, right? Along with Wendell Carter. Now, the first round pick came out to be Franz Wagner. Franz Wagner is a tremendous player. He's a good player. So now, in hindsight, the trade don't look as good now for the Chicago Bulls, because now so far is the Bulls traded Wendell Carter Jr. and Franz Wagner. But Franz Wagner, I think, with the 9th pick of the draft, they had a top 6 protected first round pick. They still put protection on. Vucevic is a role player. He averaged 20 and 10, but at the end of the day, he's a role player, and Chicago was on a different timeline than Orlando Magic, so it made sense for Chicago to say, hey, I'm trying to win now, give me Vucevic. But they still say, hey, I want top 6 protected. But they happen to pick Wagner, I think 9, if I'm not mistaken. And then you got Then you got then you got this. They're getting a pick this year in this year draft in 2023. That's a protected pick. I don't know. I don't know if this is top 6 or top 8. I believe this one may be top 8. Now, if Chicago make the playoffs with Orlando has another first round pick they will be receiving from Chicago, unless it's like top 5, the top 6 pick, then that pick goes to Chicago. You always put protection. Jeremy Grant, Portland Trailblazers, 2025 first round pick for Detroit Pistons for Jeremy Grant. You know what? Is protected pick. Jeremy Grant, a guy averaged 20 points, was considered the best player on Detroit Pistons. But the Portland Trailblazers said, no, I'm not giving you no unprotected first round pick. I'm putting some protection on it. I think that is top 6 protected for Jeremy Grant. Christian Woods. Christian Woods got traded for the 22nd or 23rd first round pick. This been going on after that Brooklyn thing. The same thing. Brooklyn made the mistake twice. Brooklyn traded Gerald Wallace, a guy Brooklyn felt they wanted to win, and they left the picks unprotected. And Portland got the 6th pick of the draft. And you know who that 6th pick is? Dame Lillard, a Hall of Famer. So now, with Brooklyn, with Billy King, he didn't protect he put no protection on the picks, and look how it backfired. It turned out those 3 picks he didn't protect turned out to be Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, and Dame Lillard. He put no protection. Boston got the number 1 pick. They end up making a trade, got an extra pick out of that, went back to 3. That turned out to be Jason Tatum. Jaylen Brown went number 3 to Boston. Dame Lillard went number 6 to Portland and had no protection for Gerald Wallace trade. They're going to protect the picks. That's just what it is. So my purpose of this saying to you guys, because a lot of you guys, I'm seeing you guys saying Rob need to be fired. Rob not doing his job. Who cares about picks after picks? But it's not just the picks. I know the Lakers was warming up to the idea of trading 2 first-round picks when it came to the Indiana Pacers. I know it was protected and had like some incentives. I know it was heavily protected, I believe, one of the picks, but they was willing to give up a first. I believe the pick probably was top 20 or top 17, 18 protected pick for or probably lottery protected for both 27 and 29. Maybe top 10 protected for both picks. Maybe the first one may be top 10, second one could be top 15 outside, right, in the lottery. I don't know. But you're going to do that. This is the thing. You don't ever do unprotected first round pick. You can't, I don't think the Lakers going to be bad. You just don't know. You don't know. Look what happened with the San Antonio Spurs. San Antonio Spurs had David Robinson. He got hurt. And what happened? They had the worst record in the league. And turned out they end up getting the number 1 pick. And who they drafted? Tim Duncan. They already had a superstar player and David Robinson, but he got hurt that year, and the Spurs was a mess, and the Spurs ended up getting the first round pick, Tim Duncan. So you could never sit there and say what can happen. It could be, 2 best players could get hurt, one guy could be out all year. It just could be a mess, a luck of a draw. You may have the 5th or 6th worst record in the NBA. Your call draw and it's the number 1 pick. Imagine if it's a draft, you saying unprotected pick. People saying, and I see guys like Nick Wright, they acting like this over a 7th grader. Always remember this. LeBron James was in 7th grade before. Right? Shaq was in 7th grade before. Tim Duncan was in 7th grade before. These guys was in 7th grade before. You get older, times change. You can imagine. Let's just say the same thing happened. Buddy Hield, Miles Turner, or Bojan Bogdanovic, Mike Conley, and Malik Beasley. Let's just say that type of level talent and Cleveland didn't protect the picks. Didn't protect the picks at all. They ain't do nothing with that team. And it land on a draft when it's a guy, a franchise changing player, a guy like a LeBron James. And that's his draft year. 2027, LeBron James, the number one pick of the draft, and that pick was yours. It turned out to be Hayes, the Cleveland Cavaliers' first round pick. And Cleveland, when they did the lottery, they land number one pick. But you know what? Cleveland, that's not your pick. That pick goes to the Utah Jazz. Now, Utah Jazz and you looking like I could have had LeBron James. You look at his career, he considered top 5. I'm just saying, overall, he no less than top 5 in anybody's list. You know what I mean? Some people got him as 1, some people got him as 2, some people got him as 3, some people got him as 4, some people got him as 5. But at the majority thing, he's a top 5 player in NBA history. In history, a franchise-changing players bring big-time endorsements and everything to your franchise. And you look at yourself and be like, I could have had LeBron. James, don't you think Brooklyn, the thing is Brooklyn happen to be good now. They still got 2 superstars, Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. But you can imagine if they never got Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving, and they looking at guys like Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown and Dame Lillard, like, man, we could have had all 3 of them guys. You cannot do that. You gotta be responsible. You cannot listen to the outside noise. You can't say, "Oh, I'm gonna be good." I think the Lakers don't do that. Don't let. Then it looks bad because we know Russ gonna produce. So now it's gonna be like they gave up 2 unprotected. Right now, let's just go back to the Chicago thing. Right now, that trade don't look good for them because it looks like Vucevic for Wendell Carter Jr. and Franz Wagner. Right now, you have all 30 teams. If you could have, would you rather have Franz Wagner and Wendell Carter Jr. or Vucevic? I guarantee all 30 gonna say Vucevic and Wendell Carter Jr. And not counting, there's another first round pick they gonna get this year. And this draft's supposed to be loaded. And Chicago, you look at the East, I don't think they're gonna be that good. They might not make the playoffs. This thing, Cleveland ain't make it last year. Cleveland will make it this year, as long as everybody healthy. So they might not make the playoffs. So now, let's say they don't make the playoffs and they land at somewhere like 7th pick. And that 7th pick go to the Bulls and there's another blue chip player. That deal looking bad as it goes. So you got to be responsible and deal with reality. You got to put protection on the picks. And then it looks bad because Russ going to produce. So now it's like, let's say Russ make All-Star this year on whatever team. If he get brought out, whatever. But let's say he turn around and make All-Star. He don't fit the Lakers. That means he don't fit 28 other teams. He makes the All-Star team. And let's say you look back. Let's say we in 2029 or 2030. Let's say we in 2030 right now. And you look back at that trade. You go, damn, Russ had an All-Star year. He averaged 23 points and whatever rebounds, assists. And the 2027 draft turned out to be let's just say the 4th pick of the draft. And this guy got Rookie of the Year. He's an all-star level player. He only in the league for 2 years, but he's like that. And let's say the 29 pick, let's say it turned out to be a top 5 pick, and this guy is top 2 or 3 Rookie of the Year candidate. You know, and then you turn around, Buddy Hield, Miles Turner, or Mike Conley, Malik Beasley, and Bogdanovich. Bogdanovich played 1 year with the Lakers. He went somewhere free agency. Buddy Hield not even on the team. The Lakers traded him the year after. Like, you guys, this main thing I'm really telling you guys for, I want you guys to really open your head, stop being frustrated. If Russ stays on the team, we got to support him, and it is what it is. It's the betterment for the team. You cannot just be responsible to our unprotected teams trying to fleece the Lakers. Nobody do unprotected first-round picks. It went for Donovan Mitchell. He's 25 years old, 2 or 3 time All-Star. He averaged 20 points every year in 5 straight years. He averaged over 20 points. That's justified. Yeah, Rudy Gobert, top defensive player. He rebound everything, block everything. He covered every ground. A multiple All-Star player of the year, a couple times defensive player of the year. Okay, cool. Outside of that, you don't see it happen. So why start now, people? Why start now? We're not doing it, man. We're not going to do it. No 2 unprotected. I don't care. I'm not doing 1 unprotected first round pick. I don't care if I don't have to put some protect. At least top 3. So okay, if I give you 1 first round pick, top 3, your chances of getting that pick could be great. But they feel Jeanie Buss is incompetent. That's why they saying the Lakers first round picks is the best first round picks, because they don't have no confidence and think the minute LeBron James leave, the Lakers going into the toilet. So that's why they fighting for unprotected first round picks. So I need you guys to really support this video, man. Get the likes up, hit the subscribe. The Cash App is in the description. I will give you a shout out on my next video. Run the numbers up. Share. Peace.